Well, my glove compartment is locked, so it's the trunk in the back. And I know my rights, so you gon' need a warrant for that.
Aren't you sharp as a tack? You some type of law or somebody important or something?
I ain't past the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you wanna legally search my shit.
Well, we'll see how smart you are when the canines come.
I got 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one hit me. 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one. If you have a girl problems, I can rap you, son. I got 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one hit me. 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one. If you have a girl problems, I can rap you, son. I got 99 pounds, but a bitch ain't one hit me. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Now once upon a time, not too long ago, a nigga like myself had a strong arm, a hoe. This is not a hoe, but it's just a habit of pussy. But a pussy have a goddamn sense to try and push me. I try to ignore him, talk to the Lord, pray for him. But some fools just not to perform. You know the type, balance a motorbike, but when you bust a grape in a fruit fight, the only thing that's gonna happen is I'ma get the clapping in. He and his boys gonna be yapping to the captain, and there I go trapped in the Kit Kat again. Back through the system with the riff-raff again. Beans on the floor, scratching again. Paparazzis with their cameras, snapping them. DA try to give a nigga shaft again. At the mill for bail cause I'm African. Only cause the fool was harassing them. Trying to play the boy like he's saccharine. But ain't nothing sweet but how I hold my gun. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.
I trusted you too well. Sometimes I just feel like screaming at myself. Sometimes I'm in disbelief, I didn't know. Somehow I need to be alone. Just forget our memories, forget our possibilities. What you were changing me into, just giving myself back control. Forget our memories, forget our possibilities. Take all your faithlessness with you, just giving myself back control. Stay. like a startling sign that fate had finally found me. And your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes. Give me reason to fill this hole, connect the space between. Let it be enough to reach the truth that lies across this new divide. There was nothing in sight but memories left abandoned. There was nowhere to hide, the ashes fell like snow, and the ground caved in between where we were standing. And your voice was all I heard, that I get what I deserve. So give me reason to prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the thoughts cross the distance in your eyes across this new divide.
Welcome to Spellbreak. Soon you will be smashing, igniting, piercing, shredding, shocking, and disintegrating your opponents in a fantasy roguelike magical battle royale. In short, you're a wizard, known here as a breaker, and your goal is to gather power and exile all rival breakers from the Hollowlands. But first, let's jump into practice mode and cover the basics. At the top of your screen, there's a compass for wayfinding. Across the bottom, there's information on current equipment and a hotbar inventory. At the center, you'll find status bars for mana, armor, and health. And finally on the right, your selected classes, remaining players, and minimap. You control your character with mouse and keyboard, which you can review and assign specific keys for in the options menu. Press Escape to open the dialog box. WASD covers your primary movement. You can hold Shift to sprint, but there's also an option to set sprint as default, which I recommend. Spacebar allows you to jump and, with a second tap, double jump. Pressing the B key opens your class selection menu. You can pick 2 classes to augment your playstyle and develop them throughout a match. You can return here to select scrolls as you obtain skill points, or F1 and F2 will quick select scroll abilities when you have a point to spend. F is your interact key. Press F to pick up objects and open chests. Hold F to replace an item of the same type. Tap F on higher rarity gauntlets to upgrade. Picking up potions or additional items will load them into the hotbar inventory. You can activate these quickly with the corresponding number keys. Mouse 1 and 2 are your spell abilities. These are basic attacks that consume mana as a resource. Q and E are your sorcery abilities. These are gauntlet special abilities tied to a cooldown. The R key activates your rune ability. Runes are powerful tools that are cooldown based. Pressing M opens a map. Right-clicking it will place a marker under your cursor. Pressing Insert will place one at your current location. This will also be visible on the compass at the top of the HUD to yourself and allies. Tab opens your inventory screen. This menu allows you to manage your items more directly with drag and drop functionality and extended descriptions of items. Right-clicking this menu will also quick loop to an available slot. Your breaker doesn't start with any armor, so let's drink a few armor potions to add a bit of durability. There are 2 types of potions with a small and large option for each. Drink red for health and blue for armor. You can move around while drinking, but jumping or taking damage will interrupt your refreshment. Alright, let's do some wizard stuff. Spells consume mana, sorceries do not. Your mana bar will replenish over time, but if exhausted completely, there's a penalty while your character recharges. Sorceries can be cast whenever charged. Their damage, cooldown, and effects are also consistent across all gauntlet rarities. With higher rarity, the damage for spells increases, and mana cost decreases on all but the Wind Gauntlet. The appearance of each gauntlet also changes to reflect its power. This allows you to better assess the strength of your opponents at a glance. The battlefield in Spellbreak is constantly transforming. Everything is interactive. You can create devastating combos with your spells and sorceries, but you can also combine with allied or enemy magic to great effect. Toxic sorcery is a great place to start. On its own, the sorcery does a small amount of damage over time and provides some zone control and visual disruption. Combine it with lightning spell and it generates a pulse that stuns anyone unprepared in the vicinity. Shoot it with frost and create a blockade or freeze opponents caught inside. Combine it with a wind sorcery and you create a toxic tornado which increases the damage and provides a new area of effect. Combine it with fire and you create an explosion of dragon fire for incredible damage potential. Gauntlet spells also have unique properties of their own. For example, directing a wind spell toward the ground allows you to launch yourself into the sky. Toxic spell leaves behind puddles that do proximity damage. Frost leaves a trail of ice across the terrain after firing. These also mix with other magic and class abilities to further diversify combat. The battlefield is your playground. Use creativity to your advantage. Runes are activated items that are powerful tools in your arsenal. They provide movement or utility on cooldown. You'll recognize them by their triangular shape, and they can be found out in the open or hidden within chests. The rarity of each rune is fixed, and its influence is how frequently you'll discover the variations. Featherfall, for example, is an uncommon rarity rune that allows you to soar into the air. Wolf's Blood is an epic rarity rune that reveals all breakers within a large range. You'll also come across Blink, Chronomaster, Teleport, Flight, Invisibility, and Shadow Step. Do your best to master all of these. Knowing their strengths and weaknesses is often the difference between victory and defeat. The class system allows you to pursue a unique power fantasy with each round. Classes augment your breaker with passive abilities that scale over time. Each class has 4 scrolls that enhance your character. The first is unlocked on class selection. The others are unlocked through skill point acquisition. There are 3 methods to acquire skill points. Reliably, you receive a skill point every time you enter a new safe zone. With a bit of risk, you could seek the limited resources on the map known as skill shrines. These drop a point on activation. Finally, the Zealot Scroll Vivisection has a chance to drop a skill point upon exiling an opponent. The class system offers hundreds of combinations to explore, so be creative and discover your own style of play. I think you're ready. Let's get that first win. Click the Match Settings button to select your preferred game mode and server. Once you've made your selections, press play. The match begins with a pre-game lobby. When the timer completes, a map of the HoloLands will materialize with a selection of diamond-shaped breaker icons and dotted yellow circles. The circles are locations of the skill shrines mentioned earlier. The diamonds represent distant loot. Some items spawn out in the open, but the majority is remaining. If you find yourself on a journey to the safe zone, keep a stack of red breaker.